Okay, so for number 6, we know the sample is being taken from a normal distribution, which is telling us that we're going to be using z instead of t, and we have a 95% confidence interval. And we want to know the size of the sample. So the size of the sample is what we call n. And there are two different formulas for n. One is when you're dealing with proportions, and one is when you're dealing with the mean. So since 10.784 and 10.816 don't look like proportions, I'm going to infer that this is a question about a mean. Okay, so the formula for n, when I have a confidence interval for the mean, is z alpha over 2 times sigma divided by the margin of error all squared. Okay, so we need to find each of these three different components. Okay, some of it is given to us directly. The sigma is the 0.05. Okay, to find the z alpha over 2, in the last video I did a chart with different values of z alpha over 2, and we found for 90%, it's 1.645. So what we don't have is the margin of error. Now we do know what the interval is, so remember the width of the interval is what we get when we take the largest number, 10.816, and then subtract the lower number, which is 10.784. So the width of the interval is 10.816 minus 10.784 is a 0.032. And the margin of error is always 1/2 the width. So a half of 0.032 is 0.016. So if I put a 0.016 inside those parentheses, and then I use a calculator to first do the inside of the parentheses and then square it, or all at the same time if you're careful with parentheses, I get about a 26.426. So it's always good to round up with n. So my answer for this question should be n equals 27.